you got annual screening, then maybe you get a few more. If their employer said that they can't come back to work unless they get it, you might get a little more. There's ways to build incentives and to change the numbers, but for this purpose, I'm assuming you'll get half. And it's fine with me if you think differently. If you do screen on everybody, the screen here might be, let's say, a coronary artery screen. What percent of them are going to screen positive? What percent are going to be detected? Well, you people tell me you're perfect. If you're correct, your sensitivity, your sensitivity is essentially 100%.
What's the question you're asking?
I'm saying what percentage of people who have disease will you detect with your screen? 100%. I'm being optimistic. You want to make it 95? I've been told by others it's 100. Actually, Mort tells me it's
99.8%.
99.98%. Call me a liar.
My population is my risk. I cannot tolerate that 10%. That's right.
I got to
Obviously, you can like the population max it up 100%. Just reduce the pressure.
If we want to change it, we can. I have a calculator in my bag. 100% for now.
That's
They
really
get
a
the same.
sensitivity.
Yeah, it's a
sensitivity. That's a sensitivity of whatever.
Whatever test.
What percent of those detected on screen to be at risk will be treated?
Will be treated.
Will be treated.
Realistic.
It will depend on the extent of the risk that you determine.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't. We're talking about.
It does.
We are talking about 80 million people. So, yes, it depends within that population. We're talking about population of huge numbers. Only the average counts.
So it's not 100%.
Of course it's not 100%.
He's bargaining for 20%.
You have a patient with a positive test.
Yeah, but a score of 1 in a 60-year-old man does not warrant treatment. It's a positive test, but it doesn't warrant treatment.
I'm sorry.
We're risk stratifying patients according to the extent of the disease.
He's talking about getting an average.
20 to 30%.
What's not
Wait a minute. You are saying. Just a minute. I'm going by the shape proposal. All right. You said within the proposal, within the algorithm, that if they have a calcium score greater than 0, they are detected and therefore enter into a therapeutic.
But they don't all get treatment, though. Because the risk is low in those with very low scores.
Just a minute.
We do have.
Just a
We don't
minute.
have drug treatment.
Well, if they have risk factors.
We still don't have drug treatment for patients who have a very low score.
You're perfectly happy. I'm perfectly happy to have you say, I won't recommend treatment in the low-risk people and will treat the high-risk people. I only want to know the
Average number.
You have screened.
30% is pretty
You have
good.
screened a population of 20 million people here.
20 to 30%.
20 to 30%. I agree with you. I use the figure of 30%.
If you chose the 50th percentile,
It would be half.
it would be half.
Right.
The number half makes more sense to me.
All the more reason for a
But
percentile.
Makes more sense.
there's a lot of people that don't get treated. That's reality.
She's talking about reality.
Okay, we're doing reality.
You write the
Dumb doctors and
you
smart
write the
doctors.
report and say they're
Multiply
right.
50% times 50% compliance, you're at 25%.
Okay, all
Right,
right.
so say
No,
25%.
it's realistic.
All right, all right.
30%, 25% is the right range.
All right, so this is the number of people that are going to be treated effectively. This is consistent with published results, for example, in lipid-lowering trials, in terms of the number of people that are brought to guideline after it's decided that they are candidates for treatment. So again, every one of these numbers is only a candidate for inclusion. You're perfectly welcome to change it. That's the number I'm using. And now, given that you are effectively treated, what is the likelihood of your having an event?
Depends on the treatment.
Among effectively treated patients,
60%.
Just like stats.
60?
The best that you can do with statins is 40, so it's 60%.
Well, what is that?
Well,
What's the patient being treated with? Are they just being treated with
Best I can do.
statin? No.
Aspirase and statin.
Sure.
80% reduction in events.
Yeah, well, I use 70%.
Wait a second, George, you're not talking about a reduction of events, you're talking about the absolute amount of events.
The reduction of events.
Percent reduction.
The percent
If they were
of
treated, if they
I'm
were
going to calculate the number of events that occur.
Risk reduction.
I'm asking you here.
70 or 80.
Yes, the figure
Yeah.
is
70 is fine.
70% event reduction.
With current, with statin monotherapy.
No, no, statins.
With
That's
our arsenal of
70% event reduction?
statins.
Very high.
Wait,
That's dream world.
a minute. If you look, it's not Dream World.
But that's okay.
Yes, it is, just a minute. Yes, it is the dream to achieve that in a large population. But if you look at the randomized clinical trials, the large trials on lipid load,
30%.
if you look in addition,
Harvey.
listen, if you look at the event reduction in the people on ACE, on aspirin, on beta blocker, and on statin, the event reductions in several large-scale trials is 70%.
Is that real or theoretical?
It's
Just
real.
by adding
No,
numbers?
it's not theoretical, it's the real number in
In
the
the
trial.
CORES trial, if you're on an aspirin, any blood pressure agent, and a statin, 70%.
Yeah,
70% of events.
And this is very much like what the Walt's paper on polyp.
Now, I grant you I'm being optimistic. I grant you that. It may not be the case.
Just like
But
having
the
all
higher the number, the better it is in your favor. So you shouldn't be wanting to require them to be lower. Okay.
No, George, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We have trials of HOPE, Europa, and the PEACE trials, where you had 70 to 90% compliance rate with statins. There were an aspirin, and there were an ACE inhibitor, and I think 60 or 70% compliance with beta blockers. These are patients with chronic stable angina. There, even that high-risk patient population, the risk reduction did not exceed 40%.
It's okay with me.
So,
You want to change
okay, if
it?
you really want to go with evidence, 70%.
0.7 most of
I heard,
I wouldn't, okay, we're not going to discuss it, but that is not a representative shape population.
You don't learn enough to shake.
let's show how many clinical trials. I'm showing you the numbers that I used in my example. You're welcome to redo the calculation up here with your own numbers. In fact, you're more than welcome. I
We
encourage you
can
to
talk
do
about
it.
that, but I think we
All right.
have our arguments.
In any event, using these numbers,
These are asymptomatic people.
I come up with 89,000 events prevented
There's a higher risk.
But you did,
per year.
Let's go.
89,000 events prevented.
didn't you use an FT of 1 rather than 0.3 in your calculation?
No.
30% treated.
Yeah, 30% treated.
I thought you used a 1.
The one problem that's really problematic is that sensitivity. Because if you're talking about patients over 55, 60, and you're talking about a score of 1, there's no reason to scan them in the first place.
Everybody
Because
has.
everything have a score of 1. Which you go back is if you treat the top 20% aggressively, that's going to be responsible for 80%.
That's fine.
Are easier to manipulate and in real life practice and gain a better outcome.
Well, that's,
Which one? Okay.
Sensitivity for each one.
Improving which one of these is more cost effective or effort?
FT,
That's
that's the compliance number, but in point of fact, it is very hard to get patients to comply. So, yeah, maybe that's certainly a candidate, and it's one of the low numbers.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
let's
lowest
say, to answer Archer's comment, let's say you take this from 9.9.
It's going to get worse.
It's gonna get worse, but not as much as if you take this one from, if this one, it was 40%, I mean, you do a little effort in increasing compliance, you can cover about 0.9.
Yes.
They're more than
Oh,
compensated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, more than.
More than 30%. Yeah.
You're covering it by 33%.
We can do sensitivity analysis on each of these.
So I wanted to comment that this is not a major concern. We talked about this, that in population age 45 and above, or age 45 to 55, a score of 5, 10, or 20, or 50, or 100, is not equal to from 70 to 80 and 85. We discussed this, and we actually have more problem with IMT than coronary cancer. At least for coronary cancer, we have populated data, but for IMT, we still don't have those percentile to go by. But my point was that we can address that with manipulating other parameters in this. Now, George.
Well, one thing you could do, for example, is go to lipid clinics and find out what's the compliance of therapy in a lipid clinic where you got basically a dedicated nurse bending over backwards to help the patient. If they're getting 50% compliance, then you can't expect to do better than that.
It's much higher in patients who've had a calcium scan.
That's debatable.
I don't think so.
Wait, he said,
Well,
Sent in the Army.
Alan Taylor is here. He can answer that.
We're going beyond the point. The point is you get an upper and lower bound of an estimate here. I'm going to say it's somewhere around 90,000 patients a year, maybe 100,000 patients a year, the events that you would prevent. That is less than 10% of the total number of events. That's the best of your yield in my estimate.
Okay.
So you've got to be realistic. Our yield is going to be something in the range of 10%. You want to be grossly optimistic? 15%, 20%, but still the minority of the events that are going to be prevented by this program. I also worked out the cost, because there's a cost to each of these steps. Well, not to each of them. There's no cost to this, because that's simply the interpretation of the test, and that's part of the cost of doing the test in the first place. But if you run through the cost, if you subtract the benefits from the costs, you can wind up with an estimate of how much money must be spent in order to achieve that outcome. And the amount of money that I got was $5.6 billion with a B. That's what this costs. It is not cost saving, at least not based only on the hard costs of the events. Now, if you calculate in the savings attributable to employability, quality of life, reduced disability, etc., it may be that you can increase that. Quality of life actually probably goes down here. These are asymptomatic people that you're going to wind up putting on pills. So it is very unlikely that you can expect to improve their quality of life. Much more likely you will worsen it. Not much, a little, but you're not going to get a benefit there.
It's very sensitive.
I understand.
That is huge.
We have to be realistic about each of these factors. So I don't know that you're going to reduce the cost by factoring in what the program is currently structured to cost. If you don't like that, change the numbers and
Based on what cost?
based upon the cost for every step. It costs money.
Screening.
Fits so nicely with the discussions you need.
renal dialysis.
How many of you know the story behind the...
That are borne by payers, patients, that are by everybody together. And it's not, the costs aren't just borne or felt to be borne by one strict sector. And so within that, we then have to define our model from a society perspective. And the model we've pursued is a model which shows this tension between moving from a diagnostic model to a therapy.